Hi everyone, it's Narelle here from Cricut Explore Maker and More Facebook group. Today I'm here with an assembly video for this pop-up Christmas tree card, which is day 16 of our Let's Get Festive 2018 event. So hopefully you can see how this card works, that as you open up the card, the Christmas tree just pops or flattens out basically. So it's quite an effective little card, but the diagonal score lines on these are just a little bit tricky to fold, which is why I thought I'd just record this assembly video for you. So the parts to our card are basically our base for the card. Then you have this piece here, which is going to form the pop-up for the Christmas tree. Now I'll try and see if you can see those lines there. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cut lines horizontally, and then down the sides, and I think this is going to be really difficult for you to see, but you've got these diagonal score lines that go down both sides, and they're the bits that we're going to be folding. So that's going to go onto the card base once that's folded, and then you have these two pieces which are going to sit either side, just inside there, which you don't have to use if you don't want to, but I thought it was a little bit effective having that there because it really shows you then the outline of the Christmas tree. And what I've done is I've attached, in Design Space, I've attached wishing you a very Merry Christmas using a writing font from Simple Celebrations, and that font is free for anyone to use in Design Space. It's one of 3 writing fonts in Design Space that are free for everybody. So that's the one that I've used there. If you don't want to use that text, or if you want to put a different sentiment, or you want to put pictures or something on there instead, you can simply go in and select this piece and detach that writing from that piece, and then it won't write on there, and you can just delete that. So that's basically our main pieces. We have a little brown piece here that's going to form the trunk of the tree, and then 2 little pieces here which are a star for the top of the tree that I've sliced, so you've got half for each side of the card. Again, you don't have to use those pieces if you don't, and this card's just as effective without those pieces. So let's just put those to the side, and we'll just get on to folding this card. Now there's a score line that goes down the center, and that's going to be a mountain fold, so we'll go ahead and do that first. So that is a very easy one, and we'll just flatten those pieces there. And then all the other score lines, so all the diagonal score lines, are valley folds. So the easiest way that I found to do that is to start on the left hand side and just put your finger up underneath in that space there between the 2 cut lines, kind of push down in the middle, and then just pull this piece towards you while you're holding your fingernail or something against that score line there, and then you can kind of just get in there and flatten it. It is a little bit tricky, I'm not going to lie. So, but once you've done this a few times, you kind of work out where to put your fingers and how to fold that. So once you've done that, then you can go on and then just repeat that for the next one. Just making sure you're folding along that score line and you're not folding from the edge of that cut line, because the cut line, and I really hope you can see this, it's quite bright, but the cut lines go further to the left and the right than where the score lines are positioned. So you just got to make sure you're just folding along that score line, and we'll do that one, and then we'll go in and continue with the other ones. And then the top one is the one that's going to be the trickiest. So I'm going to leave that one for now, and I'm going to go around to this side, and I'm just going to repeat that for the next 4. Just folding those in. So then once you've got those 4 there done, you can actually push them forward, because remembering that this is a mountain fold, so we can actually push that forward and then kind of fold the card, and you'll see that the top and bottom part are now going to change to a valley fold. So down the middle here stays as mountain, but the top and bottom is going to go to a valley fold. So once we do that, so we're going to fold the card and push those together, and these 4 are now going to be sitting correctly, and then it's just that top one that we've then got to get to pop forward as well. So then I'll just go in and carefully fold that one, and then you can see that I'm now forming that pop-up for the Christmas tree. So once you've got them all like that, you can see at the bottom, I'm going to fold this that way, and then I can then make sure that everything is going and being folded into the center there. So once you've got it, you're going to have this kind of funny outline here and here. But once you've got that, then I go and make sure that it's all straight, get my bone folder and give that a nice crease. Now when you're selecting your paper to use this, to make this card, I suggest you stay away from thick cardstock. So even the 85-pound cardstock I found was much harder to do than what I've used here, which is, I think, is about a 65-pound. So I would go 65-pound or less weight paper, because otherwise it's just really too difficult to get in and get these fold lines done correctly. Okay, so that's our basically our pop-up done, and the rest of it is just super easy. So what you're going to do then is, what I tend to do is attach these pieces first before I go and attach that to the card base. Now what I've also done to this piece, and again I think the light is so bright here you're not going to be able to see this too well, but I'll try and zoom in for you. There we go. So now you can see that not only have I written on it, but I've also embossed it with an embossing folder. If you're going to do that, you'll need to emboss first, otherwise the pen's just not going to write neatly on that card. Sorry, don't emboss first. Write first and then put it through the embossing machine. Sorry about that. Don't want to confuse you. Okay, so that's what you've got there. So now I'm just going to zoom back out. Alright, so now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to attach these pieces here, and I'm just going to be using liquid glue for this, but you can use tape obviously. That one in there, and I've left space around each of the sides, so these diagonal lines on the white piece will not touch the diagonal lines on the green piece. You need to have about an equal space all around there, and then around each of those, that green piece there. So I'll just push that down there. And then I'm going to do the same on this one. And then when I've done that, I'm just going to make sure this green piece is flat when I'm putting these pieces on. But when I've done that, you'll see, to move that one just a little bit, but you'll see that down the middle you're going to have a space, and that's so that the card folds properly. If I had put these so that they both met in the middle, you probably would have found that the card may not have folded as neatly. So there's my two layers in there, And I need to make sure that that glue has taken before I start trying to get this folded again. What I'll do here is then I'll just take this brown piece, and it is going to sit on the score line. It has one score line in that brown piece, which is straight down the middle. So I'm going to make sure that that's sitting correctly. Okay. And then I'll try and get these two little fiddly pieces on. And they're going to sit either side and line up with the white, so there will be a little bit of a space between the two parts of the star. Though you could try putting them closer, just make sure you don't put them right on that score line. Okay, so this is going to be fiddly because they're tiny. So there's one. And two. Make sure they're lined up. Okay, so there's those pieces there. So now that my glue looks to have taken, I can safely fold this, and that's what I'm going to have. And then I just need to pop that into this card base. Now, as far as decoration for the front, you will find there are two rectangles in different colours. One's white and one is, I'm not sure what colour, probably green, but obviously you can cut those out on whatever colour you like. If you do use white, you can then obviously do a print then cut image on the front, or a nice big sentiment, whatever you like, but I'll leave that for you to do. You'll also find that when you've cut all your pieces, you're going to end up with these two pieces, which are the negative that you've cut out from these two white pieces here. So you could use those as something on the front of your piece. So say you've got a green piece here, you could emboss this piece. You could take these two pieces and do something with those. I actually got two others, and I put them through the embossing machine and used the same embossing folder that I used on the inside here. So definitely these two pieces do not have to go to waste. But what I'll do now is I'll quickly just go and attach this to here. And then once we've done that, the card is basically finished. Pop that in there. And then once that one's positioned, which I'll try and get that a little bit straighter. Some more glue on here. Push that down. Again, straighten that up. Okay, so that basically, apart from the front, is that card finished. Now you can go and decorate this tree if you want. If you have a look in our Let's Get Festive album in the group, you'll see Marie and Tanya's versions of this card, and they have decorated the front, and they've done them in different ways. You'll also see where they've decorated the inside and the front of their cards in their own style, and they're both beautiful. So with mine, what I did was I used these liquid drop 3D pearls, and these are a neat little product that just give you a little bit of dimension to your projects. Ranger makes another version called liquid pearls, and I think they're pretty much the same. Work out what you want to put in there. If you make it too thick, you may not fit it into a regular size envelope, but then you can go to like an envelope box if that's the case. But so that's what I did with mine. I hope you enjoyed making, or I hope you enjoy making this card. Please come and show us what you have done if you are taking part in our event, and I really look forward to seeing your projects. So that's all for this one today, and I will see you next time. Bye for now.